Too soon?
Firefly has to be one of my favorite, if not absolute favorite TV shows. A space western from the mind of Joss Whedon, a man whose legacy is now marred by industry abuse allegations. But one thing he undeniably understood was character writing. Going back and rewatching Firefly, I worried if it would hold up. Was it just a product of its time? Would I still love it after nearly a decade away? Yeah, it's still great. It still has that magic, and honestly, rewatching it reminds me of how nostalgic that entire era of TV was for me. But if it was so good, why did it get canceled? Well, Fox wanted something more action-packed, and they aired the episode out of order to get straight to the good parts. Add in the fact that the show was advertised as a comedy, aired on a Friday night death slot, and unsurprisingly, Firefly was dead on arrival, not because of lack of fans, but because it was set up to fail. Even though it later got a second chance with Serenity, the movie had its own problems, which I'll cover in a future video. Yet despite its cancellation, Firefly is still recognized as one of the best sci-fi shows of all time, with a passionate fan base that remains strong to this day.
If you take sexual advantage of her, you're going to burn in a very special level of hell. A level they reserve for child molesters and people who talk at the theater.
Joss Whedon's greatest strength was character writing, and at its core, Firefly hooked us because of the crew. When you're writing characters, you usually create a web between them. Basics start with 4 characters. You want distinct archetypes and values to build natural conflict. Firefly takes that and doubles it, giving us 9 characters, each offering their own perspective on this world. That creates a dynamic network of interactions, and what makes it even more fun is how often they're paired in unexpected ways. Shepherd Book, a priest with mysterious past, has surprising camaraderie with Jane, the most selfish member of the group. Zoe and Wash are married, yet she's stoic while he's a constant jokester. Kaylee's a down-to-earth mechanic who doesn't mind getting dirty, while Simon is a posh doctor from a noble family. Mal is a rebel carving out his own piece of the verse, while Inara thrives within the system he hates. And River, well, she's the black sheep, the wild card.
Also, I can kill you with my brain.
These contrasting personalities allow every episode to explore different dynamics. Characters aren't just types, they're constantly challenged and grown through these interactions.
Dogs are so cute.
Mal, as the central character, sets the tone of the entire series. He's a good man who does bad things, a rebel with his own moral compass, constantly at odds with the oppressive alliance. That tension creates themes of freedom and survival, which are deeply relatable. There's a political commentary in how the alliance operates, but what really resonates is how society itself creates hardship. That's where the Western vibes come in. Firefly is a story about outlaws carving their own path, trying to find dignity in a harsh world. One of my favorite moments is when Jane tries to sell out Simon and River. It's not a decision I'd ever relate to personally, but I understand why Jane would make it. Later, when Mal threatens him, Jane's last request is that Simon and River never find out. He doesn't want them to think their friend betrayed them. That's when I fell in love with Jane as a character. He's a man who had a town named after him, a guy always on the front lines doing heroic things, and yet he never sees himself as a hero. That's the beauty of Firefly. Every character is written with 3 layers: internal struggle, relationship dynamics, external forces pushing them forward. This trifecta makes the crew unforgettable.
Keeps her in the air when she ought to fall down. Tells you she's hurting before she keens. Makes her home.
As much as I wish Firefly had lasted longer, I often wonder if its cancellation was for the best. It's short, sweet, and never had a chance to overstay its welcome. Episodes like Heart of Gold worry me about what a long-running Firefly might have become in that episode. Inara's old friend calls for help, and the crew defends a brothel from a local tyrant. It's one of my least favorite episodes, mostly because the conflict feels forced. A prostitute is pregnant, denies the father rights, and the story escalates into drama that feels too heavy-handed. Not once were compromises made. Yet even in this weaker plot, Mal and Inara's relationship is so compelling it salvages the episode. Compare that to Out of Gas, widely considered the best episode, which focuses entirely on the crew. The pattern becomes clear. Firefly succeeds when its stories are driven by its characters, not forced external conflicts. Would the show have stayed consistently great, or would it have become another roller coaster of good and bad arcs like so many other series? We'll never know. The abrupt ending leaves us imagining that somewhere out there, this ragtag family is still flying, still finding jobs, still laughing around the dinner table. It's hard to rate the show without including the movie because of the abrupt ending, so with the movie used as an ending for the series, for me, Firefly is a 9 out of 10. It peaks exactly where it needs to for its audience, leaving us wanting more and forever thinking about its untapped potential. I'll definitely have to do a review for Serenity next, but until then, aim to misbehave.
Think you can work out? Okay.